you talk to us today about attachment and non-attachment, please?
Yeah. So, see, body, mind, and people call soul, but soul means beyond mind or no mind. So, when there is a, let's say, 5-year-old child is not attached to anything, but then slowly as growing and growing and bigger means the contraction becoming bigger, the body, okay, then this is mine, this is mine, don't take it, and this is not mine. So this comes the object, the awareness gets split into the objects. When awareness is not contaminated or controlled, she do the, and it comes to such a extent that object becomes more powerful than the subject. Oh, I cannot live without you. So that object become all important. The other person who is the neighbor or neighbors is detached, is not, does not have put that investment. You know, it's the investment. So awareness, awareness means like you're aware of the wholeness, as wholeness. But when somebody comes in, it's an object. Somebody comes in, then it become the, you know, very similar, like the sun rays are everywhere. And when you focus, focus means oneness. And then it becomes so intensified, it can burn the paper.
Mm-hmm.
What happens through the convex lens? What happens?
The all the
All the rays.
all the rays are focused at one point and therefore more powerful. So
Yeah.
all the energy is concentrated and it makes, I guess it makes heat, right? Do you know about this? In the prism?
No, but yeah, I think so.
So when they're scattered, there's less energy, but when everything is focused, it's
It
enough
become,
to do something.
it changed the quality.
Mhm.
That's how in the mother nature all the elements are oneness, but they have changed. They look like water, electric, or earth, water, fire, air, all at one time was one Brahmand. One Brahmand means the cosmic consciousness. So, like when you see from the science, from the eyes of a scientist, matter is not things, but energy.
Mhm.
It's all energy, energy. So when you are before you were born, before you got the face of a face, what were you? Energified, energy unified, wholeness. And after the disperse of the bones and body and meat, again dust to dust. So the scriptures tell the essence of the same thing, of the science, super science, that dust to dust means um, vibrations to the vibrations. The language is what were they before the came into existence of language was the silence. And that's what we want to put in the form of the stories. And the beautiful stories is the the dog and the cat and the birds, because dog and cat uh, signify the mother earth, and the birds signify the, you can call heaven, paradise, or sky. Sky, not the identification of the clouds. Clouds can cover the sky, but they are beyond they are beyond that. The same way, when we see the birds and plants, you see many flowers, red, blue, green, rose, all many colors. But and then people in the society, they identify the purple, the black, the white, and they identify to certain kind of identification, white supremacist. But what is beyond the colors, that is colorless. All the seven colors from no color, that is the colorless. What is that? That the sap. Sap is invisible. When you see two roses, the green and red rose, the sap is no color. You cannot see with the eye. Then it translates in the colors, and leaves and all that. Do you understand the
Yes.
stem? When you dissect the stem, there is no color.
Right.
This thing so called pleasure, what is the goal of your life? People say, oh, happy. What will make you happy? The objects? You are happy before the objects. So that is the pleasure, identify the objects, and the happiness relate to the mind, because in the mind you can travel to Hawaii, anywhere, and be in that space. Then there is another pleasure which is non-stop pleasure, which is the blissful state. Blissful state has nothing to do with the objects or the mind, but with already is not born out of time. It already is a little, let's put it, the 5-year-old is already contentment, means in the blissful state, without the objects, without the mind, without the objects, and the mind is not even born. The mind is not even chattering. It's simply aware. It's content in the awareness. Awareness. What is awareness? Means unified wholeness already is. So people have invented liberation, salvation. Liberation and salvation is when you are who you are, not the name and form.
Hmm.
This is illusory illusion. So only recognition means not that you can understand anything. It's a mystery. You don't need to understand because the awareness is beyond the mind. It already is the isness, isness. Only enlightenment or the state which the mind has projected that there is fear no more, there is no suffering, that state is that another 5-year old where there is no worry, there is no thinking, there is no what that means. That means we accumulate actually becoming more and more stupid, you know. So when one stop being stupid, stupid means accumulate arrogance. The other word of attachment. Attachment. Attachment also involves the mind too, because in the cat and dog, do they have attachment?
Not really.
Not really.
No, not too much.
Not too much. I think sometimes the dog does.
They share their toys and.
Yeah, they sure, but sometimes the dog has a master and they wait for
Yeah.
Master is the connection, attachment.
a connection attachment to whoever feeds them or takes care of them.
Yeah, who feed and that is yeah, that's some kind of attachment.
Biological need.
Yeah, but that's what. So, but when it comes of the diseases, lot of diseases are born from the pain, whether it is psychological pain or attachment. Attachment can cause a lot of misery, lot of suffering. Suffering is many kinds. There are people who don't have enough money, they are suffering. The one who have too much,
Suffering. Maybe more.
maybe more. So, where originate being stupid to attach to your own mind, your own imaginations, your wrong desires. So, human being, they're suffering. Those who have not enough, many countries who have not enough, and the ones who have too much.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need the God or enlightenment. The bottom line is ending the suffering, because suffering is like the chattering box in the mind, you know. It's a yeah. Welcome. Yeah. So it's like the talking box inside.
Oh, Bobby's naked today.
So God they are seeking is the other name of if the God appear, what they will ask that end my suffering, you know. So it's not about the achieving heavens or enlightenment, but it is the suffering, because suffering is here now, you know, here now. Uh, like, suppose if I'm very hungry, you're very hungry, and somebody asks you, what would you like? You know, what would you like? Enchilada or dosa or,
Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
yeah?
Yeah.
You will just have food. Yeah, not the choice
Right.
to fill your hunger, you know. So we see that God is invented, this word God is invented by the man's mind, you know, as a business, as a comforter, as a comfort. Like, suppose you travel to the countries where they do not have the food, and you ask them, what would you like, the bread or the God? They will say, give me the bread as a God, or as, give me the bread first,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So then there is a dog and cat in Africa or here, they don't chatter too much. They will not even chatter. They will just only smell the food. So automatically we are the cause of our own suffering, no matter what. See, the awareness get fragmented into many, many, many things, and it get caught. You know, like that's how in Tao Te Ching they put the word 10,000 thing, the object, objectify, object. Now, if we observe our quality of awareness and attention, do we have the objects or the objects are having us? That's the question.
Yeah.
We never observe that. Do we have the objects or the objects having us? And that's what is happening in the so called Western world. The fights, the struggle, the legality, litigations, all because of they have too much or objects. It's very original and returning to the originality toward the source. Source means a being. Being gets split into the thinking, and then doing, and overdoing. thinking the same way, the anxiety, whirling loop of time loop, and get caught in that time capsule. And only just recognize that we are not even much smarter than the spider network, which is invisible outside, even in the plants, and get caught in its own. It's a play, it's only play as long you get caught in the spider net. Spider net is very good play as long as it get caught in itself and dies. The same way, make a spider net which remain as the play, not get caught and destroy. But that's what the nature of the time is. When you observe from a distance, that's why the sages people point out that we cause our own suffering, own disease, own karma, and that's the real medication or real meditation is to recognize, to wake up that we are the creator of our bad karma, The real medication is the aligning with the eternity, not uh, what is the truth. A teacher gave bird to each 5 students, and he said, go anywhere nobody sees, and you only kill when nobody sees. And they go in the back of the house and in the forest, and one student brings it back alive. I could not kill it where nobody sees because I was seeing it, I was witnessing it. So this is the same thing. There are no more locks, in the houses. What is stealing? Stealing nobody can see, but you are seeing. So therefore, the law of karma is that your own conscience is always there with you as you, even in the sleep, in the dream, you are nothing but the pure truth itself. No need of witness. And the one who live in the light as light, then is not even the disease is born. That's the difference between the people who accumulate a lot by hook and crook and the people who live simple life but in the truth, by the truth, for the truth, of the truth, because their heart consciousness is in the light, by the light, of the light, for the light. You see the difference?
Yeah.
One is appearing rich, millionaire will by accumulating by, crookery, but that will not bring you the real comfort. Real comfort is different than the fake comfort. That is the contentment. That's the difference in the bliss. That's the difference we were talking before. Pleasure, pleasure, and happiness and the bliss. What the difference? Bliss is non-stop pleasure, means beyond the time, all the 24/7, all the time. You are. You're not seeking those pleasure which are come and go, of the food, of the objects. You are already completely complete. The seeker is the seeking already. Your heart is unified with the wholeness. Already. Already means what? No time. You're no more seeking. So it's our own. So what I want to point out is seeking enlightenment is not different than seeking millionaire, seeking more popular, all seeking is what? Is like a mad dog finding a bone. So unless it recognizes that I'm a dog, I'm a mad dog. You see the mind. So it's only stop being stupid. That's the ultimate enlightenment. And that's how the Buddha found out after lot of hard practices. He found out there is nothing to suffer because another hard practices, those are another add-on of the suffering. You are changing mirage and God is changing you. Hey, stupid, stop being stupid. Stop getting separate from me. I am the wholeness. But because of the illusion of this so-called the thinking machine, it creates a spider illusion that there is something to find, there is something to get. Yes, you can get the objects because the awareness is fragmented into 10 different things. This, like we do in the dream. But in the sound sleep, it's not add-on of the car you were dreaming. You don't want, no wanting, no seeking. There's the mini death. And death is a bad word in English, but actually it is the other word of fulfillment. So our identification to the name and form, like here we are listening. Where is the Santi, for example, little white dog?
She's
It's not that is separate. You see, but human being is separate. The dog cat does not think the being as separate. That's the whole point. They have the blessing that way. Even the plants, whether it is fig, whether it is banana, whether They have no separation. In the state of love, why people feel little bit sullen? Because of oneness. But that does not last. Bodily union does not last. The mental, little longer. But the heart consciousness, you are not in the trap of the time capsule. Go ahead and people try different, different, each 5 each, 10 each, but it's still not the fulfillment. Fulfillment is different than filling. You have a 1 cup, you have a coffee, you have fill, second fill, third fill, but when there is no cup, there is but the wholeness. So separate or individual and yet remain indivisible, then that one has the fun. But when we get attached in the ego identity of the name and form, then we get in this pleasure pain also. See this, does it sound like philosophical or yeah?
The cycle of pain, and is that what you're talking about?
Huh?
Philosophical as to the cycle of pain and feeling.
Yeah, it's the same thing, it's just the two different words.
Well, my question would be: is suffering, is pain and suffering necessary? Should we feel it? Do we have to feel it? Do we have to feel the pain, the agony, before we recognize the ecstasy?
Oh,
Without, can we just be born into a world of blissfulness and never realize we're in bliss without experiencing pain and agony?
yeah, actually, what happened is the tragedy or agony is nothing wrong or bad
Mm-hmm.
because you asked for it. And that's the real prayer. That's the real blessing because God is slapping, the Mother Nature is slapping, hey, shut up,
Mm-hmm.
shut up. And then you're not fake. You're doing real prayer is happening in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that case, no TV, no all that, you are one with the alignment. You say, hey, you asked for it, go ahead. But then other people who so-called relative, they come and they pacify you. Oh, it's very bad, it's very good, it's very bad, happened, this happened. Those are just decorative words. But you know what you are feeling and aligning, boom, So accident happen, fire happen, death happen, boom. No fancy word. And that's why the sorrow, suffering is a blessing because that's linear, unified, boom.
So does that mean to go through a sorrowful experience?
No, you ask for it. You ask for it means you want to go through. That's why you created that situation. Suppose You are driving, oh, drunk, and you invited the accident. But apparently, oh, me was right, other one's wrong. That's just a classification.
Yeah.
That's just only. So actually, the only thing, where is God? Where is enlightenment? I am the one who is stupid, who is playing. Stop being stupid, and God already is calling you. Sit in the sun, have fun. Who need God? Who need that? That is already.
So most of us do need to experience suffering before we see the light. Yeah.
No, there is no. Listen, they, this is another double dose of the stupidity. That before this and then, there is no and then. There is no and then. This is it. See, mind create this is illusion. Always people bring in the time, whether it is anybody, attorney, doctor, they will bring a time. Oh, next week, next month, and the preacher, are good at that. Next month will happen this way. There is no. It's like vibrating energy. Either you live it or you miss it. Either you keep a mimicry and thinking machine, or you are just bliss itself. There cannot be two. There cannot be two. You think you are separate. Add the name and form. But you can also live at the body mind as the tool, as the play, but the real you is the heart consciousness, which is never divided, cannot be divided, cannot be separate, appear as separate, but not separate. Appear as separate means what? Appear separate means like the ocean had or the river has many bubbles, one bubble, two bubble, three bubble, five bubble, six bubble. But underneath, there is no separate bubbles. It's oneness. Only appear when you see from outside, it look like 9 bubble, 10 bubble, 19 bubble. You see the difference. And all the politics and religions and memory, they hypnotize you that you are a separate body, mind, flesh, and you are to secure it. And what is security? The money will secure you, and that will secure. So you work hard your ass off to earn money, which is all garbage. Money can bring you false comfort. And that's why all the cultures worship the money.
Mhm.
Money is only a means, and we means to forget your loneliness, because you created the loneliness with the name and form. But when you are divine, you cannot be lonely. You cannot be lonely even if you try or if you think. It's only imaginary stupidity. So the more arrogant people are, the more lonely they feel. Whether the control of the big money, control of the big muscles or big bodies, they have to be miserable. And that's what the culture is, constantly feeding your memory that you are your bank balance, your name and phone. What's your name? Oh, I'm Donaldo. And this false fake bubble. God is also the invention of this clever mind. Because if we watch and observe the plants and the cats, they are not have five religion, Christian, Catholic, Lutheran, blah 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 blah. It's man-made, man-made, you know. So the life is so natural, so organic, and so simple. Even the biggest science of all science cannot create the organic carrot because it is not in the realm of making. Can you create your dream you dreamt yesterday night? Just think. Just think. So, so is the life is so unique. You cannot meet the person because each moment you are new and we can gain the image and the memory, but we miss the infinite existence. So the one who is divine person will not sacrifice, will not sacrifice your precious life, precious awareness, precious awareness into mundane and into, like there are people who waste their life. And what is the waste of life? When people become workers, thinkers, the lot of,
Yeah, they maybe don't even enjoy the yards they have or the parks that the city has. They don't go to the beach ever. They don't
yeah,
enjoy.
yeah. Enjoy means what happen is they have the idea of enjoyment. Prior to the idea of enjoyment, prior to that comes is the self-realization. Self-realization that God has sent you a organic package as a complete package. You don't need a single thing. You as I, awareness is profoundly, all you are doing is destroying your being into wrong thinking and wrong doings. So that's why the Mother Nature shows 80,000 animals. You want to live like an insect, you want to live like a dog, you want to live like a donkey, all is awareness. So it's up to you. Awareness package is given when you, the life itself, awareness, okay? Then different kind of levels. What the difference you can difference? Only human being can difference. Actually, it's no difference because it's all oneness. What the difference in a donkey and a horse? Donkey maybe they make a oil and he go in circle and circle and circle and circle. Horse, one kind expression. Dog and cat, what the difference? But they live at the level of, you know, feeding, hunger, procreation. What the, and human being, they think they are far better. But actually, are they better? Who is driving home? In the luxury cars, even cats and dogs are having fun. So, who is the servant of whom? So, there you go. The same way, but above all or beyond that, one thing is that suppose you are given a choice. Suppose God asks you what life you want. You say you want a mind, you want to choose. You don't want a dog, you want to be a human being, you want to choose. But then whatever you desire is fulfilled instantly. Whatever you desire, instantly fulfilled. Would you like that?
Of course.
Yeah, but you will get bored in 2 days. You see, like the person you think that's in the dream state happen. In the dream, whatever you,
Mhm.
yeah. See, what happen is you have got a lottery of $5 billion lottery. You think you will be any more happy than that? Absolutely not. If you are a beer alcoholic, you will be 10 times bigger beer alcoholic, nothing more. You will expand what you are, you will multiply that. You will multiply that. You will multiply that. Because that's what your machine is. Your machine is that is your God. You bring your beer and you are sipping it and you are clever and that's all your fun. Analyze your workaholic and beer and then you got a lottery, 10 billion. Any person then he became like, say for example, he became any change in their being except what they could easily buy what they want to buy. Like their level only magnified. So remember, they are not different. Pleasure, pain is the same line. Wanting and not wanting is not different. It's the same line. He wanted one beer and now he has got 10 billion. He can order the whole truck or he can order the whole. So this has happened. It is very interesting to make a movie on that too. That you got $1 billion lottery. Or the Madam Beverly Hills, she gave like she left 10 million, left 3 million to one cat who will eat the jumbo shrimp, and the doctor will come to give animals to that because cannot digest
Oh my
that.
God.
Yeah, and gave one bigger room, and that the one was our favorite cat, which was fat, fluffy. So you think after leaving 3 million to that fat cat, will that be more happy? There is no level of more or less. They're not in the time capsule. Their time capsule is the stomach center. Only hunger and get fed. Because they don't have the future. Human beings have projected future. Oh, if I have this account, that will protect me. So this social content, do this, do that, do this, don't do that. You are more holy. You eat meat. You don't eat more holy. These are all man-made. Then man has invented this called the charities. Grab and steal from one hand and spread little bit from the other hand. That's why the small movies, the short movies, as I was telling you that on a tree there are two birds. One is only witnessing. Witnessing means nothing but the truth itself. Can you believe that there is no joy greater than just by witnessing? Imagine it's like you are watching a movie but not trapped into the movie. That is the ultimate of all pleasure. So who don't get impressed? Like for example, if you are a billionaire, you don't get envious or trapped by this object, that object, because all objects are in your pocket. The same way, the one who is uncorrupted awareness means seeing things without analyzing them. See, man has made these flower bouquets, but can you be just enjoy the flower and not picking them up and put in a bouquet and give to them? What is bigger? What is greater? Put in your little table?
The living plant.
Yeah, organic. The same way, the one who is divine has a different heart, different being, a kind compassion. Why kind and compassion? Because the Mother Nature is nothing but giving without receiving. Giving means what? The sunlight is giving, the air is giving, the breathing, so-called oxygen therapy. Of course, there is oxygen cylinder, but you can go early morning in the ocean beach, and you have fantastic, and organic. So nothing against the oxygen cylinder. You can have both. You can have the ocean and the cylinder, and above it is as it is. So your life is divine here and now. Without any words needed. So is the silence. So is the silence. People have invented, the tricks, the award. The silence need no award, is being awarded each single moment. Like the depressed mind is excited with the music, and the music with the words, all you need is love. But silence contain it, is already is. How can you sell the CD of silence? Can they hear the music which already is? When early morning the butterflies fly, that is a music. When the birds fly, that is a music. When a person is kind with the kindness without the reward and award is the music itself. The one without the two, the oneness without the two, nothing but the wholeness. But there is no seeker.